All right, this is the first playoffs match. We have Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force versus Hammer Down. Um, Currently, Fantasy is away and Sweetheart is subbing in for him. And Nexa is subbing in for King Paris. The bans for this map are Reinhardt, Ana, Ramatra, and Venture. So both teams losing their main shield tank, those being Blues, Ramatra, and Fried Chickenators Reinhardt. Fried choosing to play the Zarya. There is a Zarya mirror with Bossman also on Zarya, whereas Blue has picked the Mauga, and Tarun has picked the Ball. Tarun looking to contest point, killing Wyvernicane very quickly. Shadowbow actually getting the pick onto Saphira. Blue on point, getting very low, actually going down to the Wrecking Ball. Bossman trying to survive on the Zarya. Most likely going to be going down here to the Wrecking Ball. Nope. He is able to be saved by Fanternal, but that is a first point capture in actually under a minute for Hammer Down. Holy shit. There is a triple support lineup being ran with Toshi as the only DPS on Reaper right now. Bossman or Shadowbow coming back to the fight right now. Alright. Tarun going in, getting very low, getting stomped on by Blue Dragon Flood. Blue Dragon Flood able to secure the kill. Shadowbow about to peek out here. Looking to get a possible flank. Yep, there it is. Finding 2, 3 with the barrage from Shadowbow. Toshi forced to Wraith away. Looking to get back into spawn before dying. There it is. A very good barrage from Shadowbow. Wyvernicane is just shooting down main in an attempt to stop this gameplay here. Fried Chickenator now on the Zarya. Wyvernicane getting an early pick onto Zippy Q. Alright. See Shadowbow above again, getting pushed away by Toshi on the Soldier 76. Alright, that is a grab from Blue Dragon, or from Fried Chickenator. Blue Dragon Flood using Cardiac Overdrive to survive it. And Beat comes out. Both tanks going down for the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force. And Tarun is looking to go in and try and secure these kills onto the backline. However, they are surviving relatively well with the Baptiste Mercy. Alright. Blue coming back. The ASDF have regrouped here. We look at Toshi trying to get the pick on Shadowbow. But fortunately, no avail. Pharmacy very hard for the singular DPS line to get rid of. That is Bola Shot. Blue has caged the hamster, forcing the hamster to die. This is another barrage from Shadowbow, and Shadowbow picks up the kill onto the flying Nexa. That is basically a team kill for the ASDF, and holding the end of this point very well. Wyvernicane about to set up on the high ground in an attempt to hold this here. Tarun sliding through the side. Fried Chickenator swapping over to the D.Va. Looking to dive onto the enemies here. Holding Defense Matrix. That's all of the Defense Matrix down. D.Va out of mech now. Shadowbow getting picked off by Fried Chickenator, and mech comes back for the D.Va. Blue in a side room, completely cut off from his team, unable to survive the enemies he was trying to kill. with that, most of the ASDF is coming back from spawn, so they're just going to have to try and sustain here. Lamp forced out from Fanternal. Wyvernicane has made it back, so the DPS are here to help survive. Bossman did go down, and with 2 minutes on the clock, there's going to be a capture. 3.5 minutes left in this attack for Hammer Down. Toshi able to take down Blue Dragon Flood, who was discorded by Saphira. Here we see Shadowbow trying to mark the D.Va, who is attempting to deal with the Flyers. D.Va and Ball holding these high grounds, unable to let Wyvernicane set up on either of them. Here we see Graviton Surge come out, a very early, or not an early, but a well-timed Transcendence coming out. Shadow using Barrage yet again, looking to deal with Nexa. Fortunately not picking up any kills, and it looks like Hammer Down are going to full cap this. 2.5 minutes on the clock. ASDF are going to be unable to stop them from getting this early lead here. The ASDF are going to have to come out swinging if they want to turn this around. That was a very good first round. I liked the D.Va swap from Fried Chickenator and the Soldier swap from Toshi to help put pressure onto the Pharmacy and help secure kills with Tarun's dive. Alright, Blue has swapped over to the Orisa. I'm unsure if Orisa is a good choice here. I think the Malgo was working just fine even into the D.Va. Shadow has swapped over to the Sojourn, looking to possibly get pocketed by Mercy. And there are no swamps to the composition of Hammer Down. Shadow swapping over to the Reaper. Blue back onto the Malga. Nope, back onto the Orisa. Wyvernicane looking for an early pick here on Widowmaker. To not seem to be getting any leeway. However, all of Hammer Down are forced to stay in or behind Hotel to avoid getting picked off by the Widowmaker. And the ball has gone in, looking to pick up damage onto the Widowmaker here. Ball about to go in yet again onto both the Mercy and the Widowmaker. Bubble coming out from Bossman to help save the backline here. Blue getting very low. Fanternal trying to keep both tanks alive here. And this is a dive from the Wrecking Ball, looking to try and pick up a kill. Shadowbow did get 2 of the squishies. A third. This is about to be a 4th. Yes, all 4 squishies down thanks to Shadowbow. Blue pushing in to try and secure any kill here. Unfortunately not finding one, but it was a good push out of the tanks, making sure that there won't be a contest. However, Tarun is going to go for one. And actually get the contest. Shadowbow popping ult, getting the kill onto Nexa, making ZippyQ very low. And Tarun is pushed off the point by the rest of the Anti-Shadowbow defense force, forcing Hammer Down to back up here. Shadow giving his life to win these fights. Alright, Wyvernicine's still on the Widowmaker. Zarya sees the Wrecking Ball. Choosing not to pop. Alright, there we go. The Transcendence is forced out by Blue Dragon Flood, and the bombs come out from Tarun, killing Bossman and Blue Dragon Flood. There goes Sunny, Fanternal shortly after, both to the visor from Toshi. And we see as Bossman is able to force out the ball. D.Va getting very low with a very aggressive flank there. Wyvern swapping off of the Widowmaker onto the Freya, looking to be a little more mobile to avoid getting dived so often. Tarun has swapped yet again. Or not swapped, has dove yet again, getting the kill onto Wyvern Kane, while being very low, forced out of the fight for now. That is beat coming out from the team, and that is a massive Graviton Surge. Shadowbow picking off 4, and it's just Tarun left. Blue's looking to pick up the kill here with the rest of the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force. That is a team kill. ASDF getting this fight win very handedly. With 3 minutes still on the clock, they could be winning this point right here, right now. And looking to bring us to a round 4 scenario. Alright. Blue still contesting the point here. The lamp comes out from Fanternal, looking to save Blue, who was low. Wyvern does go down close to Bullet Shot, unfortunately. Blue looking to chase away the Fried Chickenator, but getting dove onto by Tarun. Unable to survive here due to the Discord Orb on him. Bubble comes out from Bossman, both of them, and Fanternal still goes down. Shadowbow and Bossman, the only ones left alive. They're going to have to kite out here if they want to survive. Blue coming back now. We see that there are multiple ults available for Hammer down here. Tarun, Safi, and Toshi all having their respective ults. Alright, mines have come out from Tarun here. Ooh. Blue taking a lot of damage. Able to do damage to Tarun, but it gets saved by the rest of them. Fried Chickenator coming out yet again. Shadow looking to deal some damage here. Being isolated from the rest of his team. Getting dove onto by Fried Chickenator, a very good dive on a man with no cooldowns. Taking advantage of the Qs. Blue getting a spear onto Tarun, trying to keep him away. Tarun forced to back out. Here we see Toshi shooting down main with Fried Chickenator standing in front of him as the tank that stays with the team. Alright. Ball drops down, pops the ult again. Blue and Bossman both going down. No tanks left on the board for the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force. And Wyvern is going to go down. Shadow getting a back cap. Tarun noticing this back cap. With the rest of the team here, I don't believe Shadow is going to get the back cap, but he was able to make space for his team to push forward. Alright. Graviton Surge almost available. Yep. Blue almost getting the kill onto Saphira. And that is a big ult from Shadowbow. The D.Va Bomb does come out, but D.Va unable to get the remake. It is just Tarun left on point. None of the players on the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force are going to be able to kill him. Tarun able to get the recontest, popping mines yet again, but Blue, Shadow, the rest of the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force were able to save the point here. Shadowbow looking to deal damage on the D.Va, force her to stay off of this high ground, which would allow them to win very easily. Grab available for Bossman to use here. Alright. Windows popped in front of Blue. Blue trying to just do some poke damage here. And this is ult coming out from Toshi. A lot of protection coming out for Toshi. Wyvernacane going down. Fanternal's also down. Graviton Surge comes out from Bossman, but is unable to find any kills. Blue able to pick up the kill onto Toshi in the backline, but with this, he is going to be pushed onto by Fried Chickenator and Tarun. Tarun, who has swapped off of the ball onto Orisa, picking up the kill onto Blue Dragonflood, and forcing the entirety of the ACF to back away because they have no tanks left. Here we see Bossman peeking to try and get some charge, able to pick up 30% charge right now. Alright. Lucio Beat coming out aggressively here. Blue popping the Terra Surge, able to pick up the kill onto Saphira. And we see that Fried Chickenator drops the bomb onto point aggressively, picking up the kill onto Sunny and Blue Dragonflood. There are just two left alive for the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force, and the tanks are going to walk over them. That is a map win for Hammer Down against the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force, taking map 1. For map 2, the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force have taken us to Lijiang Tower. The bans this map are Mauga, Farah, Cassidy, and Lucio. Fantasy has made it back, so Sunny will no longer be in the game. It is just Fantasy playing now. Internal on the Ana, Fantasy on the Brig, Bossman on the Zarya, Blue on the Ramatra, Wyvernacane on their signature Venture, and Shadowbow on the Symmetra, looking to portal his team onto the objective. Fried Chickenator is on the Winston, Tarun on the ball. A dive frontline here for these tank players on Hammer Down. Fanternal getting booped off very quickly. But Wyvernacane picks up 2 kills onto Saphira and Toshi. Ball looking to just contest here. But Blue and the rest of the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force are about to just blow him up. Alright, Fried Chickenator still holding it down on this character. Nexa, Safi, Zippy still playing a triple support lineup. We have the Kiriko, Juno, and Moira triple flex comp. Along with Toshi on the Reaper, and as I said, Fried is on the Winston with Tarun on the ball. Ball has dropped into point yet again, getting vortexed and beamed down, almost exploding nearly immediately here. Fried gets pooped off by Wyvernacane, and Fried goes down. Wyvernacane diving in onto the squishies here, dealing some damage, going to the high ground, avoiding getting killed here. Tarun near the objective yet again, going and just dying off the point. Fantasy on the Brig here, looking to play Protect the President for the Ana. A lot of the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force is standing around this Ana, allowing Wyvernacane to go get kills on their own. Whereas Blue is just looking to poke a lot, try and hold down the objective. Pulling a kill up here. That is a big sim wall. Turret or mines come out from Tarun, but both tanks go down very well. This bunker style that the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force are playing on the point is doing them wonders. That is a team kill. The ASDF looking to win this almost without any trouble. All looking to touch here. Here we see Blue, or not Blue, Fanternal trying to avoid getting dove onto, excuse me. A nice sleep done onto Tarun, and Tarun does die from that. Blue still on the tanks. Both tanks again going down from Hammer Down. Here Toshi gets grabbed, and Wyvernacane is going to pop the Excavation looking to just finish off the remaining players. Nexa going down, Safi going down. 100-0. The Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force has taken the first point of Lijiang Tower. Very clean here from the players. All right. For this next round, Fried is going to be hopping onto the Reinhardt, whereas Toshi is still on the Sojourn. Safi now swapping over to the, what is it called? The Soldier 76, running a double main DPS lineup with a double flex support lineup. And a double main tank lineup, actually. All playing mains except for the supports. Wyvernicane is on the back line, applying a ton of pressure. Zippy goes down. Nexa goes down. Toshi could go down. Wyvern just destroying the back line as the rest of the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force are allowed to deal with the tanks remaining. Wyvern being an absolute demon on the Venture. We can hear Fried Chickenator running around on the tank, telling his team likely to push top here. Tarun rolling through the front line of the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force, getting booped away by the Brig. Booping Blue into the enemy team. Blue gets pinned and taken down by Fried Chickenator. Fried Chickenator likely going to push forward here after getting healed. Wyvernicane goes down to Saphira. And Fried is low, but the team's... Oh, Shadow has taken down Tarun here. Fried also going down. And with the shield from Shadowbow and Bossman still alive, we are going to see that the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force are going to hold here despite the early loss of their main tank. Blue shooting down main, attempting to get some ult charge here. Fried Chickenator coming up on the Shatter. Fried could be popping a fat Shatter here. Missing the Shatter, unfortunately. Fried is just going to get completely shut down. Blue getting Annihilation along with, oh my god, a ton of ults just popped. That was Shadow's ult very recently, along with Nano, Excavation, Annihilation, and Rally. An overcommitment here from the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force. With 12 seconds left on the clock, they're only coming up on Graviton Surge, and they don't even have it right now. This could be the team losing the fight here. Fried very, very low. If the team can just get a little bit of damage onto him. Blue looking to finish off the kill on Fried Chickenator. Looking to also clean up the kill onto Tarun. Holy hell. A dominant performance from the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force, getting a 200-0 onto Lijiang Tower. And we are 1-1 in this first round of playoffs. An amazing set so far. For the next round, the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force has taken us, or not the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force, Hammer Down has taken us to Circuit Royale. The bans this map were Sigma, Juno, and Ashe and Ana. So, there will be no Ana available. The Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force choosing to change their lineup by putting Fanternal on the Baptiste instead of the Ana, and running a very similar comp to what they ran on Lijiang. Shadowbow off the Symmetra onto the Sojourn. Whereas Fried Chickenator and Tarun are going to be running the Doomfist Wrecking Ball that is honestly very scary to see. Toshi... Oh, Paris has made it to the game finally. So there will be no more subs for the rest of the set. And we see as Wyvernicane is very quickly taken down by Fried Chickenator. Shadowbow able to pick off Tarun This is an equal 5v5 here. However, losing a DPS is not the end of the world, especially in Overwatch, where supports and tanks are a lot stronger to hunker down on. Pride forcing Blue to drop to contest point. Blue takes a hell of a lot of damage. Vanternal getting booped so that he cannot save Blue. Fantasy also going down. This is a very early lead taken from Hammer Down, able to do a lot against the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force. No Ana on the table to stop Fried Chickenator and Tarun. Shadowbow on with the overclock, looking to possibly pop it here soon. Paris went down very quickly. Blue has swapped over to the Mauga to mark the ball and the Doomfist here. And Tarun has gone down to Bossman. Shadowbow still holding on to overclock. Fanternal about to get the window. Blue not being anywhere near ult, but we are also coming up on Excavator. However, Window and High Noon both available for Hammer Down here, along with coming up on Mines and possibly the Doomfist ult. Blue pushing the dive tanks off the high ground, immediately giving it back. But Blue goes up yet again with overruns still back. Alright. Wyvernicane does pop the ult there, or the does pop out of the ground there, looking to deal some damage. Running on the squishies. There is a Bastion now looking to rip through Blue here. That was a zoning ult from King Paris, forcing the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force to back up here. But the rest of Hammer Down did not push past the corner, so there is a very easy recapture of this corner here from the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force, still holding on to the point. And they are on 4 ultimates. The only ultimates they're missing are Zarya, which is at 88%, and Cage, which is at 73%. However, there are 4 ults currently available for Hammer Down. We could see a massive ult fight here. Wyvernicane does go down very quickly. Tarun getting very low. Blue looking to mark the enemies here, but Meteor Strike does come out. Fried dropping down, almost getting the kill onto Shadowbow. Does actually pick it up with help from Tarun. And with Rally coming out and all of Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force low here, we are going to see Rally or Brig go down. Yeah, this is the entirety of the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force just going down very quickly. Blue still alive, Shadowbow still alive, but Wyvernicane no longer able to contest on cart. Still 5 ults available for the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force. Still 3 ults available for Hammer Down. We're looking to see Mines probably come out here. Yep, Mines do come out. And Blue cages the hamster, killing killing Tarun. However, ult comes out from King Paris. With the ult coming out from Zippy, able to sustain his team as the Mauga jumps in, and Blue has gone down. However, Wyvernicane getting a nice flank kill with, or flank ult with the Venture, and looking to take down Tarun, the final kill needed to win this fight. And the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force have won the fight despite starting with a Mauga down. Alright. We see as Blue has spotted Tarun on the bottom here. Tarun forced to back away. Fried Chickenator still on the Doomfist here. And doing damage to Fanternal. Fried Chickenator is in. Blue has gone down. And despite the rally, I think we're going to see teams go down here. Graviton Surge does come out from Bossman. And Bossman is able to pick up 3, taking down Toshi as well. And with that, the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force has actually yet again stabilized with their Mauga dead. We just see Fanternal and Shadowbow still alive here. And Fried Chickenator and Tarun still have their ults. All of the offensive ults are here for Hammer Down, but no defensive ults remaining. Fried looking to engage here, hitting Fantasy and the other guy in. Blue getting a lot of damage dealt to him, finished off. Blue really just getting killed a lot. Shadowbow going down. It is just the supports left alive. 0 or 2 ults needed, actually, to take this fight for Hammer Down. And they are going to capture here. 1:30 left on the clock. Shadowbow pushing or having overclock. Fanternal having the window here. Fried Chickenator is on the high ground here, dropping down to not get any damage dealt to him. Tarun getting ready to drop on, diving with Fried Chickenator here, but both do get forced away. Toshi is very low on Bastion here, and we see Blue has the cage. Jumping on the point, caging 5, but ZBQ gets a very good Zenyatta ult here. And despite the cage, there is no kills coming out onto Hammer Down. Wyvernacade getting picked off very late into the map. And we see as Shadowbow does the damage here. Area getting denied. Wyvernacade. Okay. Fantasy getting the kill onto, or getting the rally off and surviving, sustaining on point. Blue looking at the ball going down with the window coming out. The Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force are forced to hold it back here, but they have control of Cart. They're gonna have to stall Cart here. Blue getting the kill onto Toshi. ZBQ going down secondly. But it is just the Doomfist left alive on point. Doom going down. Ball getting back just in time to touch. But the ball is going to explode almost immediately. And with Grav coming out, that is round over. Hammer Down unable to get the full capture here. Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force holding it at the very end. They're going to have to win a full game of Circuit Royale on attack if they want to win here. Alright, Blue still on the Mauga. Shadowbow actually swapping over to the Genji here. Toshi still on the Bastion. Safi swapping off the Baptiste onto the Kiriko. And there is a Zenyatta from ZBQ still. The rest of both teams are the exact same, besides these 2 swaps. Tarun setting up above the cafe with Fried Chickenator right now. Looking to probably go... Ooh, they're going a little bit of a weird place here. I have not seen anyone play this area yet. Alright. See the ball come onto point with Fried Chickenator. But both are forced to stay in. Blue trying to get the kill onto Tarun. Tarun very, very low here. And Toshi forces Blue back with the Bastion form. Actually picking up the kill onto Blue Dragon Flood. Fried getting the kill onto Fantasy, but Wyverncane able to pick off Toshi. However, it is a 4v5, and we may not see a... We're going to have to see the ASTF regroup. The good news is... Wait, Shadowbow is in the back line, holding off Toshi and Tarun. With this, the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force possibly could win a fight here if they get a pick off. Blue stomping onto the height here. Unfortunately, not getting any picks, but Wyvern is there, helping kill Safi. King Paris goes down shortly after. Toshi's going to go down next, and Wyverncane is going to push this forward here with Blue Dragon Flood. Shadowbow has swapped over to the Cassidy now. Alright. And we see Tarun get picked off by Shadowbow. Alright. Shadow has picked off Toshi. And Wyverncane has dropped onto point here. Shadowbow holding on to Deadeye, popping it, getting it taken down by punch from Fried Chickenator. Toshi popping the Bastion form. Fried Chickenator trying to be a body block for Toshi. And Fried Chickenator dives in with Wrecking Ball, forcing out the lamp from Fanternal. And Fantasy has actually taken down Fried Chickenator along with Shadowbow Mines being used. And it is just the supports and King Paris left alive. The teams are going to push aggressively here so that they can capture second point. And there are 5 minutes on the clock for the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force here to take down the enemies. Tarun has swapped off of the Wrecking Ball onto the Ramatra now. And Hammer Down are just holding back here. All right. All right, Blue has dropped the cage down. All right. Blue Boss Man taken down. All right. It's just a lot of neutral happening right now, not much. Ooh, Blue has gone down. Are we going to see the teams run in with this? I wouldn't be surprised to see Tarun run in on the Ramatra form, or the Nemesis form here. Going forward, almost picking off Shadowbow. Bossman still sitting at really high charge. And that is a massive Graviton Surge. Blue stomping in onto it, shooting at Tarun here. That is a stun on Tarun. King Paris able to pick off Fantasy here. But with this, yeah, Blue is going to help pick off Toshi as well. Shadowbow popping the Deadeye, possibly unneeded there. And Wyverncane is holding the high ground, trying to avoid someone taking it. Alright, both tanks here ready to re-engage. And Wyverncane has to go against Tarun here. Or against Fried Chickenator. Here Wyverncane gets into the back line. Fortunately going down, but everyone is low here. Blue looking to try and get a kill here. Tarun almost going down. Blue shooting at Saphira here, pinging the Safi. Shadowbow moving in on the low team now that picks have gone off thanks to him. And it is just Safi left alive. And the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force have taken the end of Circuit Royale. They are up 2-1. This match is really, really close. For round 4, Hammer Down have taken us to Esperanza. The bans this match were Wrecking Ball, Kiriko, Zarya, and Sojourn. I believe a tank has been banned from both sides. No. With the exception of... No, only round 1 and round 4, a tank was banned from both sides. With Zarya gone, we've seen that it's a mainstay in the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Forces lineup. Bossman swapping off of Zarya onto the Roadhog, whereas Blue is on the Ramatra. Fried Chickenator on the Orisa with Tarun on the Wrecking Ball. Or not the Wrecking Ball, the Ramatra. Wrecking Ball has been banned. And Bossman gets a very early pick with a hook here. Looking for yet another hook here. Grabbing Toshi, making sure Toshi goes down, or yeah, Toshi does go down thanks to Wyvernicane. Wyvernicane in the backline looking to apply a lot of pressure, giving life to allow the team to get the kill onto Tarun. Blue now running in on Bossman going to push the objective a little bit. Blue running in onto the supports now. Blue, the wall is unfortunately not put up correctly. Fried Chickenator has gone onto the other side of it, popping Terra Surge, but not finding a kill. Shadowbow able to pick off Fried Chickenator. And again, the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force are off to an amazing start. Shadowbow has gotten very low, but Toshi goes down to Wyvernicane. And Wyvern is looking to pick up another kill. Blue popping the Annihilation very aggressively here with the rally from Fantasy. And it's just another fight win. 3 ults are still available for the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force, and there's currently only 1 ult on the side of Hammer Down, that being Saphira's Coalescence. Early spawn, or forward spawn, has been achieved for the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force. And another person has been grabbed in by Bossman. Bossman getting the Anti, able to push away Tarun, who was holding the, or Bossman getting the Nano, sorry, able to push away Tarun, who had popped the Annihilation. Toshi does have the Deadeye now, where Wyvernicane still has the Tectonic Shock. I believe that's the name of the ultimate. Looking to get an early pick onto Toshi. Toshi getting saved because the confirm was not made correctly. However, the DPS of the ASTF have taken the high ground, and Tarun is pushing very aggressively here, getting killed. Fried Chickenator antied, and we see as Deadeye comes out from Toshi, getting the kill onto Blue Dragon Flood. But it is a 5 vs 5 scenario. Ooh, Shadow getting the pulse onto Toshi here. And Wyvernicane is looking to drop down, possibly get the Tectonic Shock out. No, not yet. Bossman here on the point. Fight seeming very winnable for both teams. Wyvernicane still in the back line. Fried Chickenator going down. That is one tank down. Safi going down shortly after to Wyvern. Wyvern picking up a third kill, looking to put pressure onto Tarun. Tarun getting finished off by Blue. Fantasy finishing off Toshi. This is a team kill from the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force, taking down most of Hammer Down. And with that, forward spawn has been stopped. However, all of Hammer Down did achieve the forward spawn in their respawn. The Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force pushing forward onto the height, or the Hammer Down pushing down onto the height here, or pushing up onto the height, forcing Fantasy off the top, and Bossman is cut off from his team. Blue frozen, having wasted the Annihilation. Wyvernicane looking to get a kill here. Alright, that is Tarun going down. Most of the enemies have gone down, but this is again an overcommitting of ults. 5 ults coming out from the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force. They just win fights by popping ults, and it's going to allow Hammer Down to have a significant ult advantage going into this, not this next fight, but the fight after it. Bossman just able to probably use the ult here to equalize with the ult from Tarun, but after that, no one on the side of the ACF is going to have an ult. Possibly Blue will get one, but it's the only ult that they'll probably get. Tarun pushed away by the whole hog from Bossman. Blue very low here, needing to hold block just a little bit more. Ooh, Blue getting killed by the Terror Surge. Bossman also going down. Alright. And Safi pops the Coalescence. Toshi does have ults, but a lot of ults did come out from Hammer Down. I think the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force are actually going to be able to win this next fight, as they have actually gotten close to ults here. And they're only coming up on the DPS ults, possibly beat if Zippy Q can get a big ult here. Alright, Shadow has taken down King Paris. And Wyvern has taken down Toshi. Alright, Fanternal has taken down Fried Chickenator. Alright, Tarun has gone down. Safi also going down. This was just an annihilate to win type fight. Shadowbow not having pulse. I don't know if Shadow used the pulse during the last fight, or if he used the pulse and went down. Wyvernicane and Fanternal both having ult. Toshi and King Paris both having ult. 1 DPS, 1 support for the side of ASDF, whereas 2 DPS ults are here. King Paris using the ult, Toshi going down with the ult. And we see, oh my god, ults are getting popped off rip here for Hammer Down. Tarun did actually go down inside of Annihilation. And it is a 3 versus 3 ult here, or a 5 versus 3 here. Bossman pushing away Fried Chickenator. 2 minutes, 25 seconds left on the clock here for the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force, or for the game in general. The Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force having control right now, and Blue Dragonflood has gone down, or not gone down, but been forced out. Fantasy also low. Blue kiting away with Fantasy. Shadowbow also looking to get away here. No, actually looking to get behind the enemies here. Tarun, Fried Chickenator not seeing Shadowbow, who is just sitting up here. Zippy possibly could see Shadow, but does not. Shadow getting the turn. Toshi actually seeing Shadow here. Wyvern now going on yet another dive here. Or another flank. Wyvern announcing their presence, whereas Blue looks to pick off Toshi with the Vengeful Vortex. Annihilation comes out from Blue, but Blue still explodes. And without blue, they're at a tank disadvantage. Numbers actually being very low here for the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force. Shadow trying to get out right now, but just getting chased. Shadow able to survive here. And the rest of the ASDF are here looking to try and not get pushed away. Toshi still having ult. Tarun still having ult. Paris still having ult. 3 offensive ults here compared to the 2 defensive ults from Rally comes out. Nano Boost comes out onto the nanoed Brig. Toshi picking off blue with that Deadeye. And Bossman uses Whole Hog off of cooldown. Safi using Coalescence to make sure their team survives. And King Paris has killed Bossman here. Alright. Alright, we are in final fight territory here. It is overtime. And the team... Ooh! King Paris' Reaper ult coming out, getting a nice kill onto Blue Dragon Flood. Shadow going down. It is just Wyvern and Fantasy looking to contest here. Wyvern, unfortunately, unable to make it happen. Fantasy also going down. Blue swaps to Doom, trying to just get out of point and touch, but to no avail. And the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force have gone down. It is 2-2 going to the final map in our best of 5 series. This is close. For the final map, we are on Suravasa. The final bans coming out being Doom, Zenyatta, Brig, and Tracer. Alright, we see Blue walking out on the Ramatra, Bossman on the Zarya, Wyvernicane on the Venture, Shadow on the Cassidy, Fanternal on the Ana, and Fantasy on the Kiriko. For the enemies, we have Fried Chickenator on the Junker Queen, Tarun on the Ball, looking to get an early hit here. Safi on the Ana, Zippy on the Lucio. Toshi is on the Sojourn, and Paris is on the Reaper again. There is a rotation here from the team of the... Ooh, Pride going down. Both the tanks still alive for the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force. They have actually been able to survive here because of the tanks being alive. Wyvernicane trying to survive here, looking to also pick off Zippy Q, able to get the kill. Blue does go down, but Bossman was able to pick up the kill onto Toshi, and we are still contesting here. Tarun low. The Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force won the first fight. Blue swapping over to the Hazard, seeing that he's able to play it into the front line of Hammer Down here. With the Kiriko available, the Ana is probably going to be a little bit of an issue, or not going to be that much of an issue for Blue, as Blue can get cleansed by both Bubble and Kiriko. Wyvernicane in, forced out. Toshi going down to Shadowbow. Shadowbow looking at the Wrecking Ball here. Blue jumping onto the front line yet again, and this is going to be an early first point win here. Fried Chickenator going down, and the first flashpoint has been captured by the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force. 100-0 on the timer, or the percentage there. Alright. Shadow shooting. Blue jumping onto Fried Chickenator as Fried Chickenator comes in. Troon dropping mines onto the point, but with one down, it is a 6v5. And I think the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force are going to be able to clean this up regardless. Wyvernicane very low, but getting saved. Bossman getting a nice Graviton Surge. Blue, unfortunately, leaving wall up a little too long. A little bit of miscommunication there from the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force, and both tanks did go down. And actually, point was not captured by the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force. Supports are still alive, but Toshi has picked up the kill onto Fanternal. Tarun running forward on the ball, actually backing up 2 points. And we see as the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force are trying to catch up here. Fried Chickenator is on the Winston, and Paris has swapped over to the Cassidy. I did not see when this swap happened. Alright, Blue sees the bubble come out from Fried Chickenator and drops the ult or the hazard ult. No one going down, but the enemy's all getting rooted. This is ult coming out from King Paris, getting the kill onto Fantasy. Wyvernicane is getting really low here against Toshi, who is playing the Bastion. Alright, Blue getting bubbled and unfortunately going down there. Bossman swapping over to the Diva. Blue's still on the hazard. I believe it should be time for him to swap. It is 1-1 right now. Both teams getting a 100-0 on their respective points. This Surabasa match is happening very quickly so far. Alright. Karun getting the kill onto Wyvernicane. Shadowbow holding High Noon, not getting a kill here yet. The ball does roll in, trying to get onto Karun. Bossman finding the kill on Toshi, but getting demeched. And Blue is really low here, looking to try and stop Fried from killing Bossman and Shadow, but unfortunately, no dice. Fried Chickenator jumps onto the backline with Tarun, both going down. Blue going down shortly after, and this is them going down. Blue has swapped over to the Mauga finally. This a pick he should have been playing since Bossman swapped to the Diva. Zippy getting picked off very quickly, out of position. Paris going down, Safi going down, Toshi going down. It is just the tanks left alive, and Shadow takes down Fried Chickenator. Blue getting the kill onto Tarun, and what the fuck happened? Hold on. Hello everyone, I apologize. The replay code is bugged until the end of third point. So we have to rejoin here halfway through second point, or fourth point. There was 2 massive DPS ults there. King Paris picking off a lot of the backline of the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force, but Shadow getting a counter ult onto the entirety of Hammer Down, taking down almost all of them. Here we have 50% for the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force, 75% for Hammer Down. Unfortunately, a few minutes of this game are missing, and I feel really, really bad about it. But what can you do? Shadow looking to get an early pick onto Saphira, unfortunately not getting it. Wyvernicane jumping onto the backline now. And Graviton Surge comes out, picking up a massive fight win from them. It is Blue and Wyvern left on point to fight Pride and Tarun. Pride getting demeched. Wyvernicane really low on point. Pride has gone down. And this is looking very, very close here. Toshi does go down. Blue now really low, looking to try and pick off Saphira, but getting killed off here. Paris about to go down. Bossman really low. Bossman actually getting picked off, and this fight has reversed. Fanternal getting picked here. Rune goes down. Both teams step off point, and the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force, because they had control of the point, did win the 4th point here. It is down to the last point here on Suravasa. Alright, Blue swapping back onto the Mauga, having gone Wrecking Ball just to try and get a touch here. Shadowbow still on the thing here. Fanternal has swapped to Juno, and Fantasy has swapped to Ana here. Fantasy more comfortable on the Ana. Tarun trying to get Fantasy off. Fantasy actually surviving, missing the dive. Blue trying to do a counter dive onto Pride, and both the tanks actually get lit the hell out of. Pride Chickenator going down, Toshi going down, Wyvern going down in the end, but the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force do have control of point here. And Tarun has gone down. This is a good start to the last point here for the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force. Hammer down, looking to regroup. Fried Chickenator on the Winston yet again. Bossman having swapped back to the Zarya. I do not remember when that happened. Blue stomping in, looking to finish off. Yep, a massive Reaper ult there from Shadowbow, getting the kill onto most of them. Blue finishing off the rest of the kills. That is a team kill from Shadowbow and Blue. 79%. Tarun likely going to get a pick here. Bride Chickenator back onto the Diva. Zippy Q speeding the entire team in. Alright, at 97%, Tarun has gotten the touch with the Lucio ult coming out very quickly here. Wyvernicane possibly going to pop ult here. Yep, Wyvernicane pops ult. Unfortunately, Wyvernicane does go down. And the entirety of the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force does go down to hammer down here. And we are going to see them regroup. Blue having Cage, Bossman having Grav, Fanternal having Orbital Ray, and Fantasy having Nano Boost. The only ult available for Hammer Down is the Bastion ult, which is likely going to be very good. Safi going down quickly to this ult here. And with the ult coming out, all of the ults come out from the Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force. And with the ball dying, that is the end of the set. An extremely close set here. The Anti-Shadowbow Defense Force winning in the end. And that will be all for today.